Hello, it's Friday the 28th of September and I've just finished work and I thought I'd do another video about tonight's EuroMillions because it's a very big jackpot and there's a few more little details that I would like to add that I didn't put in my last video. Now, someone called Evil Bob Gamer has asked me a question, and this is my reply, which I'm posting right now. But it's hard to describe in words what I'm talking about. So basically, what I'm saying is, when I'm measuring the frequency on a chart, basically these are the frequencies at the top and the position of the number shows where it is according to how many times it's been drawn. So for example, number 19 been drawn 124 times, and that's when we're counting all the draws since the EuroMillions began. And when I'm measuring to see if a number's overdue for its frequency, to find the one that's most overdue, I don't measure the full frequency right back to the beginning. I only measure the frequency as far as the boundary of the chart. So for instance, I would look at the size of this area, the area of the square that goes from the most recent and least frequent corner of the chart to wherever the number is. And so what I do is I measure this area and I measure the area for each number and compare them to see which one's the biggest. And at the moment on this chart, you can see that the rectangle with the biggest area is the one where number 19 is. That is the biggest one. And so the spreadsheet looks at that. It measures the area for each one of the numbers and it concludes that 19 is the number with the biggest area. And that measurement is done in this section of the chart just there. Now, for instance, these are the scores for the individual numbers. So for 19 we've got this is the formula I use, and that basically looks at the frequency and how overdue each number is, and where if you notice there where it says LH4, I'll just show you what that is. That is where is it? LH minimum frequency. So these are the numbers, this is the frequency of each number, and what this number here is a measure of the frequency that is the lowest. This is the lowest frequency, 88, and if I remember from looking at the chart, the one with that frequency is number 46. There we go. So the one with the lowest frequency, that's the one that sets the boundary of the chart. So to measure how overdue a number is for its frequency relative to each other number, so that I can give each number an individual score, subtract the minimum frequency from the number's own frequency, and then I multiply that by how overdue each number is, and that's what happens in this section. And that's basically just looking at where is it? Basically looking at these numbers here. So I've got the frequency of the number here, the last draw that it occurred in, and so each of these columns shows what the draws that the number occurred in, and it counts how long it's been since it last occurred. So for example, number 19 last occurred in draw 1121, and this is a counter, this column here, it counts up to this number, and then that number is what goes into the formula for measuring how overdue for its frequency each number is. So it's basically current frequency minus minimum frequency plus 1 multiplied by how overdue the number is, and that gives us the score for each number. You'll notice there's some numbers that score 0, and the reason why is because they're on the bottom line of the chart, so they get 0 for being there. So that's how I work out which number is the most overdue for its frequency. Now, if you watched my last video in the run up to the next draw, in the run up to draw 1150, which is going to be the next one, you'll know that I pointed out reasons why obviously 19 most overdue for its frequency, star number 5 also most overdue for its frequency. But what I didn't show you in the last video, what I missed, and what I should have showed you, is the chart for the individual machine which is being used this month. See, it's machine 3 for September and set of balls 3. They've been using the same machine and set of balls all month, like they did last month. Last month it was machine 2 set of balls 1, except they call it machine 11 for some reason. There's only 3 machines: machine 1, machine 11 and machine 3. So I think they mean machine 2 when they call it 11, so I just call it machine 2. But anyway, this month machine 3 set of balls 3, and this is the chart for machine 3. Now, when we look at this chart, most overdue is number 2, most frequent is 39, but the one that's most overdue for its frequency, the one that scores highest, is number 17, and that's because if we draw a rectangle from that corner to each number, this one's the biggest. So that's why 17 is most overdue for its frequency. Now, when we look at machine free and set of balls free together. Number 2 is now second most overdue, second to number 13, which has yet to be drawn with machine free and set of balls free. It's never occurred once. So number 13 is definitely most overdue. Number 7 is most frequent now, and again most overdue for its frequency is number 17, and that's for this machine and set of balls. And the edge of the chart is usually defined by a line drawn from the top left to bottom right when we've got the frequency going this way and the draws going that way. When it's this way around, that line is the edge of the chart, and you can see number 17 is clearly over the boundary, over the edge, and pretty much due to occur in the next draw. So I would be probably more surprised if 17 didn't come out in the next draw. I mean, look at this chart. This is for set of balls number 3. Now we've got 13 most overdue and most overdue for its frequency with that set of balls. So 13 looking very strong for set of balls 3, but also 17 most frequent, and I think it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth most overdue, and it's most frequent. So 19 looks good when we're looking at all machines and sets of balls, but we're not using all machines and sets of balls. In the next draw it's going to be set of balls free, and it's going to be machine free. So really the chart we should be looking at is this one, and out of all the numbers on this chart I would definitely pick 17 because it's over that line. So my new first choice for a one number hot pick is number 17, and 13 because it's outstanding in 2 ways with set of balls free, so I can't really ignore number 13 either. I'm going to have to pick that one as well. Now if we look at a chart for numbers paired with number 17, you can see that number 13 is most overdue for its frequency to occur with 17. So those two numbers together are also very likely to come out. Now if I just if we look at all machines and sets of balls, all numbers, individual numbers, and then we'll look at the most outstanding section of the number analysis sheet, then on this section you can see that sometimes you do get 2 of the most outstanding numbers together. So the most overdue and the most overdue for its frequency, that occurred in draw 1119. It occurred in this draw as well, 1050, and again 1020. So you can see you sometimes do get 2 of the most outstanding numbers occurring together in the same draw, and I'm quite certain, well I won't say certain, but quite hopeful that that's going to happen again, 17 and 13 together. in tonight's draw. So there we go, we've got machine free, set of balls free. Look at 17 and you get this very small chart. But when we look at set of balls free, you can see 13 is beyond the edge of the chart, which means it's due to occur. And when we look at machine free, not one of the most outstanding for machine free, but definitely for set of balls free. So (13) and 17 looking very good together. And also, if you looked at some of the other numbers that were outstanding, like 49 for example, looks quite outstanding with 17 on the chart for machine free. So maybe that'd be a good number to choose as well. But it's more likely that only one or two of the most outstanding numbers will probably be drawn in the draw. When we look at this chart for 17, I noticed that 32 is most overdue for its frequency, and 45 is most frequent. But anyway, that's all I wanted to add to this analysis. Things that I missed in my last video. So I mean, I might still pick 19, but I'm gonna have these two, 17 and 13, as my first choice now. And I've been looking at the star numbers as well, and I think number 4 and number 5 are good together. So that's just some of the numbers that I'm going to put on tonight's draw. And to Evil Bob Gamer, I hope I've answered your question. If not, then ask more questions. It's nice that somebody's showing an interest in what I'm doing. Anyway, let's just have a look at the star numbers as well for machine free and set of balls free. So let's go. So we've got number 5 most overdue for its frequency with set of balls with machine free, and with set of balls free as well. And then when we look at set of balls free on its own, we've got 3 reasons to pick star number 10, because it is most overdue, most frequent, and obviously most overdue for its frequency. So maybe number 10 probably a bit best choice for set of balls free. Now if we look at numbers paired with number 5, I think number 6 is most outstanding. Well, that's when we're looking at all machines and sets of balls. If we narrow it down, interesting. Looks like number 10's the best one to go with number 5. I was going to pick number 4 because it's most frequent, but Looking at that, I'd say number 10 now, star number 10. So number 5 because it's most overdue for its frequency, and then to go with it, number 10, star number 10. So let's see how the star numbers look on a chart for main number 17. So we've got 5 most frequent. There's 10. So yeah, so 10's looking good with main number 17 as well. And so is number 1. But I think I'm going to stick with 5 and 10 as my star numbers. And then to go with 17 or maybe 13. Not too sure about that. I'll leave that one for you to decide for yourself. And I will conclude this video now, so that is the end. Look out for the next video and good luck into the next draw.